Welcome back to Eye on the Money, and today on the show we're discussing the role of insurance, particularly now that we're going through the third wave of the pandemic. And with me in studio to discuss all this is none other than Davis Ongiro, the General Manager of Octagon Insurance Brokers Limited. Now, Davis, before we took a break, you were just talking to us about the products out there that are available for people to tap into and how they're going to help, as well as the need to have a good broker to handhold you and just basically help you, take you through the process. But still to dwell on that subject, when it comes to brokers, we've had several reports about, quacks out there, people out there, particularly in the insurance industry, who maybe provide misleading information. So people have trust issues when it comes to that. So even as you advise someone to pick up someone to help them on this journey, what are they looking out for? How do you know that the person I'm dealing with is legitimate? What are the telltale signs? What am I looking for?
The first thing that will always help you is you must be able to get, all brokers must be licensed by the Insurance Regulatory Authority. And it's a thorough vetting process every year. Every year we have to apply for that license, and it takes like 2 months for you to be able to be, for them to be able to confirm everything is okay with you. You have claims, you are remitting premiums. You see what other brokers do or used to do is they receive premiums from clients and they hold on to that.
Yes.
They don't remit the same premium to insurance companies. So when there are claims, they can't be settled because our broker start with the premiums.
Right.
We have to now, the IRA has now come out very clearly that for you to get a license for the subsequent year, you must be able to clear completely with the other insurance companies. That is one of the other way to check out, probably, and also have ask for a registration certificate. But you see, that is too basic. Everyone could always have that certificate. You go ahead an extra mile and be able to see which type of clients does this broker have. Do they have experience in managing this? How long have they been in the market? What is the level of businesses that they have had? But importantly, you also need a good broker with a good system. Gone are ages where we used to manage clients from Excel sheets. So you remember Excel sheet, sometimes it would disappear from your machine. You look for it, you can't find it. Now you need a broker who is even able to send you a renewal notice 45 days before, 30 days before, 15 days before, so that you as a business or you as a client, you are able to prepare yourself early enough to be able to prepare for the renewal for your cover. But you also need somebody who doesn't run away when you have a claim. It is difficult because it's more of it's not easy to know that this one runs away unless you have experience with them. But without going very far, Octagon is able to we have that as an example. You could always find other brokers in the market, but we are there, Ingrid, we've been tested, we've been tried. Right. So when you come on board, we are ensuring that your customer journey from the end to the beginning is a complete journey. We don't drop you on the way. We are the one taking care of all your needs in between there, and we are not going to disappear. So many other areas, but of importance a lot is customer service. Ingrid, the type of customers we are dealing with nowadays are customers who know their rights.
Right.
That is why you will see a small thing happening in the media or a small thing happening in an organization, and it will be blown out.
Yeah, it will be
completely. So if you don't have somebody who has good customer service, then issues of trust come up with clients, and you become difficult to manage those types of clients. So you can always get a good broker. You just need to be careful and also be clear what you need in that broker, and always somebody will always be available to assist you.
Now, with that said, and you also mentioned this at the top of the conversation when you mentioned the fact that insurance penetration in the country still remains at a mega below 3%. And that can be attributed to a number of things. I mean, there's a general perception that insurance is elitist. The brokers that you've talked about, there's a lot of, things in there that maybe could be affecting these figures. My question then is, as players in this sector, what are some of the initiatives you're putting out there to create awareness so people understand that insurance actually is a lifesaver? And even at a time like this when there's a pandemic, you've mentioned so many covers out there that so many people, if they're taken advantage of, maybe the situation where they are right now could have been different. So as a sector, what are you doing to drive up these figures and also create awareness so a lot more people reap from this?
There are so many things that are being done in the industry, beginning with what the regulator is doing, that is IRA. We've seen a lot of sensitization, a lot of media engagements and all that. But more importantly also, we have the Association of Insurance Brokers and ACI and the insurance companies themselves. They really do a lot. They really do a lot. But going down to probably an example of something that we do and I have seen is having a lot of impact. We came up with something we call pension clinics. So these are pension and insurance clinics where we invite our members every Friday to come to our office. We have a whole premise that accommodates almost 100 people. So what we are doing is we come and tell them, these are, for example, the options they have in retirement. They can purchase what we call annuities. They can purchase what we call post-retirement medical cover. They can purchase what we call an income drawdown fund and all that. So, but you remember, Ingrid, is when you are going to retire one day, what kills many people is when they don't have a medical cover.
Right.
When you don't have a medical cover, forget about you being liquid, forget about you having money. This money can be blown out in seconds. We've seen that happen a lot last year. So if you have a client is able to, we are able to educate our people that there are products that can be able to take care of them, whether in pre-retirement or in retirement or even in post-retirement, then that makes a lot of impact. Remember, this one client you are training here will go tell their daughter, will go tell their spouses, and will go also spread the word a lot. So something else that can always be done in the market is we need to have more engagement, especially to the informal sector. Because for a long time, people used to think insurance only belongs to people who have a pay slip, who belong to an organization, who have a former employment, who have a contract. It doesn't have to happen that way. There are products even for people who are not employed. So we just need to get out of our offices. We just need to get out of our well-done offices and desks and get out there to members. And that is what is currently happening.
So finally, Davis, before I even let you go, what does the future look like for this industry? What's the outlook? And by outlook, I could even be talking about 2021, 2022. What are we hoping to see coming out of this insurance industry in terms of growth, in terms of, penetration, in terms of anything?
We might have a challenge, Ingrid, for probably this year, next year, until we have full vaccination. We need to get, I saw somebody saying that for a country to be said that they are properly vaccinated, they should be at least 60% of the population have been vaccinated. That will help then for people now to get out and look for business. I personally have some business, for example, now I wanted to go and chase in Kisumu and all that, but I can't be able to move. So that means if I am totally not able to move out of Nairobi, that means also in terms of businesses, I'm constrained in a way. So going forward, once we have the pandemic in control, once we get to a point where it's an easy issue, then I'm seeing a lot of growth. I'm seeing companies thriving back. I'm seeing us going back to where we were a few years ago, where there is cash flow running in the economy, and people getting money back into their pocket. So once we get there, I'm sure it is also has a ripple effect in the insurance sector. But importantly is now than ever before, as we said earlier in the show, is now people are aware how to manage risks. They have known that the best way to do that is through insurance. So I think we should, as an industry, be able to take our advantage of that, so that we are able to have a way to be able to capture even the mama mboga or the mwananchi, and also be able to come up with products that can be able to meet their needs. Usually you find, Ingrid, is that what insurance industry players do is usually we come up with products that don't necessarily meet the needs of Ingrid, don't necessarily meet the needs of Davis, doesn't meet the needs of mama mboga or the mzee in the village. So if we also going forward, we have, as in an industry, if we make a deliberate move to come up with products that are able to meet the needs of clients, then I'm sure we'll have the best ever uptake than ever years you could imagine of. Yeah.
My take home from what you've just said is the future is not too grim. It might not be today, it might not be tomorrow, but eventually there's a possibility we could get there.
Correct.
Thank you very much for joining us today on the show. And I feel like when it comes to insurance and this conversation, it couldn't be more timely because we're all going through it.
Correct. Great.
Thank you very much, David.
Thank you so much.
So that's where we wrap it up today on Eye on the Money. You've been so amazing for joining us. There's a lot more coming your way on Metropol TV. And remember, you can also still be a part of the conversation by sending your feedback to our social media handles at Metropol TV KE on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.